All right, everybody. This is a separate video from the typical Call It in the Ring podcast. Welcome to Call It in the Ring podcast. This is a typical Call It in the Ring podcast video from the Raw and SmackDown. This one is just greatest Royal Rumble predictions. I am
Indeed.
here with my boy Pete,
What up, though?
and we are going to give you our armchair Booker predictions for this greatest Royal Rumble match they got coming up. Real quick though, before we get into the predictions and everything, we have to talk about, because we have not yet, we have to talk about some type of conversation about how do you feel about the controversy surrounding the greatest Royal Rumble? Because there is some controversy around it.
What is that?
How you feel? You don't know?
What? That they don't have any women matches?
Yeah, the
I
fact that they're
mean,
going
it's
to
literally
Saudi
illegal.
Arabia, no women. Huh?
It's literally illegal in Saudi Arabia.
But I mean, well, real quick, let me read this. I looked this up. Let me read this real quick. From what I've gathered online, Saudi Arabia has laws that state, well, it just got to, I believe, within the last years, if not last year, that women are now allowed to go to sporting activities and sports and whatnot.
Right.
But Saudi Arabia's laws forbids women from showing their beauty with clothes and makeup, and it restricts time that they can spend with men who are not their husband, and it does not allow them to freely partake in sporting activities. They just got allowed to view sporting activities, I believe.
I mean, is it wrong? Sure.
Everything
is it wrong? Sure, but it's another country, and WWE can't do anything about that.
This is what I'm saying. So the controversy is not so much what Saudi Arabia is, how Saudi Arabia conducts itself. The controversy is more about WWE was pushing this big women's revolution thing and making it look how good about, and now they're going.
Well, they can't go. They can only do so much. And you want to say they didn't have anybody here, but yet last year no one mentions the whole thing with Alexa and Sasha and the whole first ever women's wrestling match in the Middle East last year, which was part of their whole big women's revolution thing, and that was a historic thing with Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks in the first ever women's match that they could put on. So yes, they didn't bring the women to Saudi Arabia with them. It's literally illegal. At the same time, if you throw millions and millions and millions of dollars at me to do a show, I'm going to do the show. If you say don't do this illegal thing, I'm not going to press it. I mean, and they don't, and like, people are gonna bitch about everything. That's the day and age we're in now. Everything's offensive. Everybody hates each other. That's what it is.
Excuse the noise, y'all. Pete was fixing his camera. Go ahead. Since they can hear but they can't see. So I was saying, excuse the noise. You were fixing your camera because they can hear but they can't see. All right, but go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, so that's it. Like, it's unfortunate, but I'm not going to hold it against WWE for not scheduling any women's matches in a country where it's illegal for them to even fight. Nor am I going to call them hypocrites for not scheduling women's matches in this country. Now, I'm also not going to call them hypocrites for doing a show in the country despite having a women's revolution. A women's revolution, it's still definitely a thing. Women's wrestling is a hell of a lot more treated with a hell of a lot more respect than it was even like 3 years ago. So, no, I'm not going to shit on WWE for doing a show in Saudi Arabia and following the laws of the country that they do their show in. They're not permanently moving to Saudi Arabia. They're not banning women from wrestling on their TV shows. They still give just about as much time to. They still put women in main events on their shows more often now, like on Raw, where the main event was a women's match, and they've had quite a few the past few years. I mean, they can't give them the main event every week, but they definitely give them main events. They literally said on Raw, we're giving the women the exact same spotlight we gave the men. We had the new men in the match last week. We got the new women in the match this week. So people can go away. Every
Yeah,
fucking
'cause it was
every fucking other pay-per-view this past year has been the first ever women's match of this type of variety. First ever women's Money in
Money
the
in the
Bank.
Bank.
Men can kill themselves in a cage in a Hell in a Cell. So can women. Had the first ever women Hell in a Cell. Had the first ever women's Elimination Chamber. Had the first ever women's Royal Rumble. Had the first ever women's
True.
Andre the Giant-esque Battle Royale. So they're not being hypocrites by not challenging Saudi Arabia and saying, damn it, we're putting women on this show. Can only do so
True.
much.
I mean,
when the law dictates
'cause
one thing, it dictates that. And if you're telling me to like downplay the money over something that you could easily fix with your own shows, like with your other 15 pay-per-views throughout the year, I'm not mad at WWE at all.
No, I was actually thinking when I was watching Raw from this past week, I was actually thinking that it's so funny how many main events on Raw with women we've had because Lita and Trish, it was such a big deal when Lita and Trish Stratus were doing their thing, and it was such a big deal for them to main event Raw the one time that they did, and that was such a big deal because it was like, man, we main evented Raw, and we made it. But it was just like now it is the norm for women to wrestle during the show and possibly main event. So, but no, I've noticed a lot of stuff on Twitter and or not a lot of stuff on Twitter, but I saw clips of stuff posted on Twitter where it said, I'm ashamed that WWE money means more than your people.
Stop watching and go away.
Stuff like that. So I will say, am I gonna boycott? Fuck no. Do I think that this is discriminatory? No. Hold on. Somebody called me. I call him back. Is it a little discriminatory? I don't see it that way. But
not on WWE's have. Is it on Saudi Arabia's have? Sure. But yeah, at the same time, those people would make the same fucking choice. Like, that's what I hate.
But no, I will say this, and I'm not trying to like argue with you about it, but I will say, like, can I see people's points? Yes, I can. I can see people's points because it's not so much that they're doing it in Saudi Arabia. I think it's because they did this whole thing about look at the women and now they're not on the card. That's all. But
they can't be.
But no, but I'm saying, but to keep the cog that is WWE or the gears rolling that is WWE, they're gonna go and grab their money and then come back and do what they gotta do. It's business, and sometimes you gotta put feelings aside for business to keep business going. You gotta put feelings aside for business to keep business going and then come back to it. It is what it is.
Jesus goddamn Christ.
That being said,
it's just the whole fucking butthurt culture we're in today. Everyone's butthurt about something.
That being said, let's go ahead and get into these predictions, everybody. And if you all are listening and you care to, I would be very curious to see in the comments.
Oh, they're probably gonna hate me. Well, it's the internet. They're gonna hate me.
I'm not even talking about.
I don't hold the problem with this.
I wasn't even gonna say who do you agree with. I was just gonna say I would love to see in the comments below what you think as far as WWE, the Greatest Royal Rumble, Saudi Arabia, and all that shit. Like, do you care? Do you care about the quote unquote controversy? Is it just a quote unquote controversy? Should we even be using the term controversy? Or are you one of them people that you're like, fuck WWE, suck my fucking like penis, or I guess clitoris for that matter in this category? So yeah. All right. Anyway, like I said, onto a little more lighthearted shit. Predictions for the Greatest Royal Rumble, the actual event. So, the Greatest Royal Rumble match, 50 men. God damn. Pretty much everybody who's not fighting in a singles match is going to be in this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Jesus. we're making predictions. Who do you think is gonna win?
I don't know who's gonna win. I have one prediction. Number 10 is gonna be one Ty Dillinger. I'm pretty sure he's just always going to be number 10 in the Royal Rumble until he retires. Yeah, I think
That was
he's the perfect choice for number 10, a perfect 10, if you will. Uh,
that was sense.
I mean, he was entry number 10 last year when he got moved up to the main roster. He was entry number 10 this year. I'm pretty sure he's just number 10 from now on. By the way, he came into my Jimmy John's once. That was cool.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Orlando. The Performance Center is down here.
I mean, there's a lot of people who would be good to win this thing, like Owens.
But let's go Braun. I'm going dark horse. I'm going Braun. And before you go, how is Braun Strowman a dark horse? He's big. Big people don't win Royal Rumbles.
The Great Khali is still employed. I'm looking at like people who are confirmed to be in.
He's employed enough to make a showing at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I didn't know he was still wrestling with the damn company. Like he's in the match.
Oh, he's not. They just go, hey, you want to come to the Greatest Royal Rumble? We'll pay you to show up. Walk around like you're on stilts and can't have moving joints, and then get knocked down and never get up again.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to have Great Khali in the match if you're doing a show in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I mean, he's from India, but yes.
No, he's from India, but I mean, you know.
Yeah, that region. I was just saying.
How I think. Yes.
I was just saying.
Okay.
I thought the same thing. To be fair.
They don't have everybody on Wikipedia who is confirmed for the match listed, but
yeah, you want to have like surprises and stuff.
I'm gonna say that if he is in the match, this is so random, and I may even like fucking get mad at myself that I even thought this, but I'm gonna say Big Cass because of what they're doing with Cass. They want to make him credible. Big Cass is my pick to win. Do I want Cass to win? Fuck no. Will Cass win? Probably.
I don't think a big guy's gonna win because big guys don't win Rumbles. They go in there, they're like, blah, I'm a giant. You can't throw me out. How could anyone possibly eliminate me? Who's gonna do it? Oh wait, everybody teamed up to eliminate me? Fuck.
Like do against Big Show and Braun and shit.
Yeah. Very rarely do big guys win battle royals. I think Big Show, he did not win to Andre the Giant, did he?
I don't think so. The first one was Cesaro, and then I think it was Baron Corbin and Mojo Rawley.
No, there only been three. Or
there's been four. It was.
There's only been the four.
Because the first one was at 30, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that would be 5.
That would be 5, wouldn't it? Shit. I don't know. Yeah. There's one I'm missing.
It might have been Show. Because it only makes sense. Now I'm gonna I gotta look it up. I'm curious now.
All right. Well.
Anyway, keep going.
I'm about to say while you're looking that up, we'll move on. So it's funny how we both picked big men. Although mine was more
well, I looked up Andre the Giant Battle Royale, and the picture they have on the Wikipedia is Big Show next to the trophy. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume Big Show won it one of those years.
So the 1 year that I didn't have was the year that Big Show won.
Yep.
There you go. But yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna. I'm thinking if Big Cass, because he's not listed on the names of people who are confirmed, but if Big Cass is in the match, they want to make Big Cass credible. I'm gonna pick Big Cass. I'm probably gonna disagree with myself listening back to this podcast, but right now I'm feeling Cass is gonna be the guy.
More realistic choice. Oh no, Jericho.
Jericho definitely would be a sleeper. I mean, now if I pick a non-big guy, Bobby Roode. They need to give Bobby Roode a shake. Bobby Roode.
I mean, he had the U.S. Championship on SmackDown.
He'd be very surprising to win this thing, but I think they're going to give Bobby Roode something. Since he came to Raw, they're going to push him.
I don't even know who else has been confirmed.
You want me to read the participants who were confirmed?
I got it. They've already heard typing for the Andre the Giant thing. They're typing for this. Great.
I'll, I'll read it for the listeners. It's
So professional.
Daniel Bryan, Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, Elias Goldust, Mojo Rawley, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Chad Gable, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Shelton Benjamin, Sin Cara, Chris Jericho, Bobby Roode, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Great Khali, and Mark Henry are confirmed. I believe that's about 20 or so people, which means that there's about 30 something people who have not been confirmed. So yeah,
Daniel Bryan would make people happy, and also doesn't
Daniel
really
Bryan
want to be the main focus anymore. He wants to push the young guys, so that's not happening. Baron Corbin won an Andre the Giant thing, so no. Ziggler, so no. I'm skipping over. I'm skipping over people like Titus O'Neil and Apollo, who clearly ain't gonna do it. Kurt's too old. He's not getting it.
I'm not gonna pick anybody who previously won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't think they're gonna give it.
That's why
to
I eliminated
or Baron.
Yeah, that's why I eliminated them. Let's see. So there goes that part of the list. Maybe Elias, but no Chad Gable, no members of the New the New Day. No members of the New Day will do it because the Kofi will have his spots.
Kofi's gonna do. He's better do his spots.
He's gonna do the Kofi thing.
We're counting on Kofi to do his spots. Yeah.
So New Day, but none of them are winning. Shelton Benjamin, Sin Cara, no. So we got Jericho.
Whatever pushes they were giving Shelton Benjamin stopped years ago. That's what I think.
Shane sure as hell ain't winning it. I doubt Ray, Khali, or Henry are winning it. So I'm gonna say
Shane doesn't need it. I say Big Cass if he's in, and then Bobby Roode or Elias. Really, it could be a good push for Elias. So
yeah. Let's see.
Especially what they did to give Elias heel heat at 34 by teasing Undertaker, and it was Elias. They might have Elias win.
Kevin and Sammy, I feel like because they're both in it, neither's gonna win.
Yeah, because they're making them very much a team, so I think they'll solo.
So yeah,
do solo and winning it.
So yeah, of the people listed, we got Jericho, Rude, probably fucking Elias. I doubt it, but I can see them, or they'll just say fuck it and give it to Wandy. He's not doing anything.
Yeah. I say Big Cass, and I say if it's not a big dude, Bobby Roode. If it's not a big dude, Bobby Roode. So yeah, there you go.
My big dude pick is Braun. It's not happening, but let's go Braun. I mean, he won a tag team. He won a tag team battle royal. I said, either Elias or Wandy, based off the people listed.
All right. Okay. But let me ask you, before we get on to the rest of the matches, the singles matches and whatnot, or not singles, but match matches. Do you think the greatest Royal Rumble victory will mean anything?
Nope.
Seeing as how, I don't either. Because y'all need to try more about a Royal. ain't meant shit. Royal Rumble victories don't really mean nothing now.
I mean, yeah, they do. They mean you get to go to WrestleMania and lose.
Because I don't know if this will mean shit, man. So we'll see.
It's not. It'll be a heel. It'll be a heel because they will brag about surviving, or someone that's not announced, but they will brag about surviving 50 other people. You know what I mean? And give them something cheap to brag about, despite the fact that it literally means nothing.
49 of the people.
They'll say 50 people. You know how they do.
I just had to say it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want my heel pick, Elias.
Yeah.
So or Big Cass. All right. So let's go ahead and start down the actual matches. We've got Brock Lesnar defending the Universal Championship against Roman Reigns inside a steel cage. Roman Reigns. You think he's gonna lose?
I think Brock loses.
Oh, okay. I was saying Roman Reigns is gonna win. Somehow Roman Reigns is gonna win.
Yes, we both agree. We both agree he's gonna win. Like, that's where it happens.
Because I mean, what has booking showed us? It doesn't matter who Roman Reigns goes against. Doesn't matter how many boos he gets. Roman Reigns is victorious. He's victorious. So yeah, he's gonna win. I don't see them doing too much of nothing else. Brock Lesnar is gonna go in there and beat Roman Reigns' ass, and then Roman Reigns is gonna win.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. Then we got, because some of these matches haven't really been like storyline pushed, but they have been advertised somewhat. The next match is one of those. Seth Rollins is defending the Intercontinental against Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and The Miz in a ladder match.
Totally been storyline pushed.
I mean, they've talked about it, but they haven't really pushed it a lot.
3 of them fought for the Intercontinental Championship at Mania.
And then after that,
they had a whole storyline. And then after that, there was the Superstar shakeup. And then this week, where they were on separate shows, Samoa Joe clearly just wants some fucking Roman Reigns.
That's what I'm saying. Samoa Joe is talking about Roman Reigns more than anything else.
Seth and Finn, they keep talking about, these two, they had the whole cheeky, we're both faces fighting this, so we don't like each other. But hey, we're both faces, so smiles, right? Yeah, smiles. And then Miz is on SmackDown.
Well,
and Miz has been talking about, once I win back my title.
I heard him say that much.
So everybody said it. Even Samoa Joe's like, I'm going to win that title and take that and win that and the Universal title. But Samoa Joe just really does not like the Samoan named Joe.
Yeah, Samoa Joe, he really wants to whoop Roman's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Again, somebody that's trying to make a heel, but everybody likes this guy. It's like, at least The Miz, even though The Miz, people say his catchphrase is with him, at least The Miz gets booed, which, yeah. Samoa Joe, nobody wants to boo Samoa Joe, man. Like, we don't want to boo this guy.
Look at him. You boo him, will probably eat you. And no, that's not a fat joke. He's a fucking scary dude.
That's a he's gonna whoop your ass joke, right?
Yeah. That he's fucking scary. He's gonna eat you.
I'm gonna say Miz is gonna win back his title. That's my pick for this.
That's my pick. Take the title to SmackDown.
He's gonna get his title because The Miz. I mean, he's talking about I'm gonna win it for a record time. The Miz has become. He's been a credible superstar wrestler, whatever, for a while, and he's just getting more and more credible the more he gets TV time. So they're just gonna give him this title, and it's gonna be even bigger deal. That's what I think.
He's gonna win it because that's pretty much the Miz's character. He's the character that secretly has a lot of accomplishments that no one will actually recognize.
True. And as much
because everyone's like, oh, that Miz guy, this guy is so like it's the fucking Miz, whatever. He tells some awesome shit. He doesn't really do anything. Actually,
go look at his Wikipedia page.
Right?
Yeah. But no. And then like the Miz's thing now too, because of the Intercontinental like record time and how long he's had it and all that shit. It's like everybody wants to get the WWE Championship or the Universal. But the Miz's title, even though he said it, the Miz's title really kind of is the Intercontinental Championship at this point.
No, it is.
So
he's the person that's had it the longest cumulatively in history.
Like, yeah, so give him his title back. Yeah, she's gonna. I pick him not just because I think he should. I pick him because I think he will win this bitch. So, next. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Part of me wants to say AJ is going to win because Shinsuke is going to low blow him and get DQ'd. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go with that, but that's part of what I'm thinking. That's part of what I'm
I just
thinking.
want the match.
It's
Now that
part
he
of-
said it, I just want the match to go ding, 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 and he just punched on the nuts immediately. And it's just this big swerve, and all is just ah.
and then it's over.
I'm gonna say Shinsuke.
I'm thinking Shinsuke. Because
Via. Oh wait, I thought you said you wanted to say AJ.
well, oh no, I'm tripping. Let because I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to say. Uh, putting the belt on Shinsuke right now would be good for what they're doing with his character. I'll say that much. But I'm gonna say shenanigans for all intents and purposes. Shinsuke should win, but Shinsuke's not gonna give a fuck. AJ wins because of disqualification. That's my prediction. So AJ wins disqualification. So all to the purposes, Shinsuke should have won the match, but he just stopped caring. That's what I'm thinking.
I say ref back turn, punch to the nuts.
Shinsuke
wins.
So it's almost like almost like the same thing I'm saying, but the ref just didn't see it. I got you.
Some shenanigans.
Some some shin scanning. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah. that doesn't work. And then the ongoing back and forth between Jeff Hardy and Jinder Mahal. Got Jeff Hardy, who has the United States Championship at the moment, against Jinder Mahal. If you want to say again for that whole region of India, Saudi Arabia, Middle Eastern, Jinder Mahal might get the victory for this one.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I think he's getting the victory anyway because I'm saying Miz wins the title and takes it to SmackDown, so he'll win that and take the United States to Raw.
They swap titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go with both of those reasons. On top of, they really want Jinder to have a title, so they're gonna give him not the main one. He's gonna get something.
Well, it's also the whole foreigner. I'm a foreigner, and I have your United States Championship. Mm-hmm. How bad does that make you feel? Do you hate me because I'm a better American than you are? Ha ha ha! Which is what every foreigner does when they win the title. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with being a foreigner. That's just that's the term. It's
It's like Big Cass is. I'm big for big sake right now.
Yeah.
Most foreigners are. I'm foreign, therefore fuck America. That's usually like the foreign thing.
Yeah, especially from that region. For whatever reason, WWE goes that route with it.
Like when they had the Un-Americans, which was pretty much everybody who they couldn't think of what to do, but happened to not be from America. So you're gonna be out there, be a heel, say fuck America, like yeah.
I mean, it's a cheap way to have heel heat. If you go to Japan as a gaijin and be like, yeah, America #1, you're gonna get booed. It's just what it is.
Right, like if you're a wrestler over there and it's the same thing, and that's why during the match that Jinder Mahal was having on Raw, some people tried to get a USA chant started.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but I did. It didn't catch on, but some people were trying to get it started. Next match, we have the Deleters of Worlds versus The Bar. Now, unless they pull some crazy swerve, The Bar's on SmackDown.
Well,
why would
there was a segment with The Bar and New Day. Mm-hmm. Where New Day was in the back, and they're like, well, hey, these guys, because remember, The Bar's the ones that broke their tag team title streak that they had. And they're like, oh, great, these guys again. And they're like, oh, calm down. We won't be around long, because once we win back our Raw tag team titles, we're back to Raw. So that's how they make that interesting, is that if they win, they go back to Raw. But they're not gonna, because...
Part of me is like, because it would be pretty dumb. As much as I want to see The Bar back on Raw, it would be pretty dumb for them to put them on SmackDown and then a week or two later put them right back on Raw.
Before fighting anybody on SmackDown.
Yeah, before they fought anybody. They didn't fight the Usos, the Bludgeon Brothers, none of that shit. They go right back. Come on now. Yeah. So I'm going to say the Leaders of Worlds, on top of The Bar not being on Raw, they're pushing the fuck out of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt right now, and it makes sense. Give these crazy motherfuckers the title so they can do some stupid, wild shit with the title around their waist. So I got Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, the Leaders of Worlds winning that.
As do I.
All right. Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos. After all the squash matches, will the Usos finally end up winning when it counts? That's
No.
the thing. You don't think so?
Nope.
Because, I mean, the Bludgeon Brothers at WrestleMania won in what was basically a squash. Harper pretty much squashed Jay. Rowan squashed, and then all of a sudden the Usos, like with Naomi having her random dance moment, like cheated, but for all intents and purposes, Rowan was squashing Jimmy. So, like after all these squashes, I'm going to say the Usos are going to take this because they've been booking them as get your ass kicked so much that they're going to end up winning the titles from the Bludgeon Brothers. That's
you
what
also
I'm saying.
can't just like illegitimate. That would be horrible for the Bludgeon Brothers overall. Because like, all this stuff to try and make them look intimidating, and then they just lose their first title defense. This is the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm sorry. This is the Bludgeon Brothers, not Sasha Banks. Okay, they're not just gonna lose on their first title defense. That's Sasha Banks' character.
That's funny.
The 5-time champion, 0-time defender. I'm just saying. But no, I'm going Bludgeon Brothers. Also because of the unwritten rule of who got the last laugh going in. Technically, the Usos did.
And the Usos aren't cheaters, so I don't think they're going to cheat during this match. They did cheat on SmackDown, but I don't think they're going to cheat during this match. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to give it to the faces. I'm going to give it to the faces.
All right.
Usos will take just because they've been like I said. Yeah. All right. And then next match, none of us watched 205 Live, but Cedric Alexander is going in holding the title against Kalisto for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, I have seen Kalisto and Cedric wrestle before, so I can make a somewhat educated guess on this. I'm going to pick. They're going to let Cedric keep it for a while because Cedric is a new prospect right now, and Kalisto's been around for a second. Cedric Alexander, and to be that big and doing what Cedric can do is crazy. So Cedric Alexander is going to retain.
I will say Kalisto. Because
what's your reason?
You said Cedric.
That's the only reason? So basically you don't give
I don't.
Basically you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was thinking Cedric, but I also just more like we've agreed on a lot of these. Mm-hmm. I'll just say Kalisto to have something be different.
John Cena versus Triple H, which if you had been looking at the Wikipedia page or just keeping up with the Greatest Royal Rumble match listing, this match was not on there like a week ago. If I'm not misspeaking, which I don't believe I am.
I heard about it at least a week ago. I heard about it at least a week ago, but yeah.
And 2 weeks ago, then no, like they just randomly added this match because I guess Cena and Triple H were like, oh shit, we're not on one of the biggest pay-per-views to come out in a minute. What are we doing with our lives? So they said let's wrestle each other with no build-up.
No, at the same time, you just have the whole icon thing. And that's probably why they put them in that match, because it's like, let's just have a big match with two people that everybody in that country is going to know, regardless of whether or not they're watching.
Since WrestleMania, neither one of these guys have been on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, but they don't need a storyline for that, because you have storyline with the other ones. And like I said, it's two people that even if you aren't watching wrestling, everyone's going to know both people in that match. Like you got Brock Lesnar versus Reigns. If you don't watch a lot of wrestling, you know who Lesnar is. Maybe not Roman. Roman's like the worst big guy they've had in a while for the guy. Like it's just no publicity. Uh, then you have fucking Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and The Miz. If you don't watch wrestling, you're not really gonna know any of these people. Maybe The Miz, but
Not gonna,
not really. You might know The Miz from
not
the
gonna.
fucking real world. Uh, AJ
That was
Styles,
years ago.
AJ Styles versus Shinsuke. You might have heard of AJ. You don't know who the fuck Shinsuke is. Jeff Hardy versus Jinder. Again, Jeff, who the fuck's a Jinder? Matt Hardy.
People will remember Jeff from back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Same
with the Matt
Matt.
Hardy thing, but who the fuck are these other people? Bludgeon Brothers Usos. Husos? Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. What? We watch wrestling, and I was like, I don't know. I think Cedric, but maybe Kalisto. I'll just fucking say Kalisto. Then you got John Cena versus Triple H. Oh, I know both these motherfuckers.
Everybody's gonna know them, right?
Then you got Taker versus Rusev. You mean Taker versus Rusev? Taker versus Rusev? Didn't think I'd do a who pun name twice, but there's two people with oo sounding names, so it worked. There's the Usos. Because I said the Husos.
Since the match has no build up, I think it'll be a good match because Cena and Triple H, they get a lot of shit from everybody as far as like whatever, but they can put on good matches, and I think it's gonna be a good match. I'm gonna give this to Triple H because as much as I hate the fucking internet with some of their like whiny bullshit, if you want to use the term golden shovel, Triple H. Not that he's gonna bury him, but I don't think Triple H is gonna let himself lose.
What,
so I'm gonna pick Triple H.
See, yeah. I saw a video a while back about, and pretty much to sum it up was, just, as much as he has the reputation for being a shovel, which he does, he's also gone over. He's also let other people go over to him in recent times, like the two members of the Shield. And I'm pretty sure if Dean was healthy this year, he would have lost to fucking Dean at WrestleMania. Because he lost to Seth, then he lost to Daniel Bryan, then he lost to Seth, then he lost to Roman, then he lost this match. So he's definitely capable. I'm talking about Triple H. He's definitely capable of laying down for somebody else in the interest of the crowd cheering and stuff.
Right. No, I'm not saying he never does. That's why I hate the term golden shovel. But no.
Well, he earned that title too. He's just not that anymore.
What I was gonna say was it's impossible to bury Cena at this point in his career anyway.
Well, that's why he got squashed by Taker.
Because it doesn't matter, right? Exactly.
But I could see Cena winning as a, hey crowd, be happy. John Cena won. Yay. Because remember, they're going to have to do something to keep the crowd on a high note going into the Lesnar Reigns.
True. I don't see Triple H letting himself lose against John Cena in a new big event like this. Because since this is a huge event and it's new, I don't see him letting himself lose at the first one. So that's what I think of that. And then Undertaker versus Rusev in a casket match. Again, another match with no build-up. And it was originally Undertaker, Rusev, Undertaker, Jericho, Undertaker, Rusev. So this match is going to be interesting. They said on Raw, this is Taker's first casket match in a decade.
Yep.
So that's already crazy in itself.
Yeah.
This is the one match that I'll say Rusev could get the biggest push of his career if he goes over Taker in a casket match.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I want to say, obviously Undertaker's gonna win. As much as like Rusev is getting like cheered, and even though they're making him a heel, they are pushing him or whatever. They could swerve and upset everybody, and fucking make Rusev win. So I'm not sure who I want to pick for right now. Who are you thinking?
How many casket matches has Undertaker won?
I have no idea how many there's even been. Um,
Because I know he's often been in casket matches, lost them, and then used it as a comeback tool later. You know what I mean?
yeah, like been like dead and like come back as a different type and
Or
all that
just
stuff.
come back later, just like fuck with someone for a few months. Like Survivor Series versus Randy Orton. uh Randy Orton had beat him earlier that year in a casket match. And then fucking Survivor Series they win and the fucking people come out fucking set the goddamn casket up on stage and Randy's like, oh no, oh god no, oh god, let me out this ring, let me out this ring. And then lightning fucking strikes the casket's on fire now. He's like, oh god no, please, please, please don't open up, please don't open up. And sure enough, casket door gets kicked off. Here comes the goddamn Undertaker, and he just comes down at him, and he just or like someone beat him in the '90s in a casket match, and then he like had like fucking random promos where he's like underground, like I will never rest in peace from inside the fucking casket. Or when Kane did something with a casket match and the casket shows up later and then he opens it up and it's fucking Paul Bearer inside of all people. And then Undertaker's behind him. And it's like, what the fuck? So that's what I'm saying.
Rest
Like,
in
I
peace,
feel
Paul
like
Bearer.
it's a
Rest in
good.
peace, William Moody.
Huh?
I was saying, rest in peace, Paul Bearer, William Moody. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
What you gonna say?
So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll
I
see.
mean,
I want to say Rusev, but I think it's gonna be another match like Cena and Triple H, where it's just a feel-good match. Look at the guy you know, shit on this other guy. Although in Triple H's case, it's Cena and Taker. Look at the two guys you know. Now it's look at the goddamn Undertaker, shit on somebody. But the Undertaker wanted to shit on Rusev as opposed to another name.
true. Where's Rusev from?
Bulgaria.
True, duh. Okay, just checking. Um, I knew it wasn't anywhere around Saudi Arabia. I was just checking.
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay, well, this is my thing. I was gonna pick Taker. I'm gonna pick Taker because for what you said makes sense, but it would be hard to carry out kind of what you're talking about unless Rusev comes out and promos his ass off calling Taker out to the next pay-per-view spot. It would be hard to carry that out with Undertaker not regularly appearing on Raws and SmackDowns.
Yeah, I mean, you're dead. It takes a long time to climb out of the underground, especially when you're in a casket, too. It could take you about, I don't know, 11 months or so, maybe 10 months. Coming around time, WrestleMania time next year, and some certain cockapoo poo pee pee farts guys like I beat Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and but I'm kind of mad about last year. I lost to The Undertaker, and I'll never get revenge because he's dead now. Dong. I hear you talking shit.
Well, see, that's the thing is what I'm saying is this: if Rusev wins and it goes along the booking of what you said,
Well, he uses it as a comeback tool. He may not necessarily come back against Rusev.
Well, because what I'm saying is it wouldn't be bad, but John Cena, as much as we talk shit, John Cena can promo. Mm-hmm. Rusev, I don't know if Rusev could.
He can promo well enough.
If he could
not
promo
everybody has to be The Rock, John Cena, Stone Cold, because not everybody's gonna get that opportunity to be the guy of the company and talk for 20 minutes to start every fucking episode. So
that's what I was about to say. Are they even gonna give him that much time?
So you can just let the guy talk. And Rusev's good enough at that, and even says some funny shit from time to time because he just I think he's one of those people that likes to throw in random semi-shoot things every once in a while. Why when Rusev gone was Rusev's wife dancing with Cher instead of actually competing as a fucking person fighting or whatever, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's a legit question. Why the fuck was Lana not actually wrestling? But
I was gonna say, where's Lana been, by the way?
They made her a singles competitor and then forgot her. I guess. I don't know.
Shit, that sucks.
She teamed up with them. She teamed up with them for the mixed match challenge. They wore like matching uniforms. It was nice.
But yeah, I'm picking Taker. I'm just going. I'm going
It's
with
the
the
goddamn Undertaker. I mean, you gotta go with the goddamn
East.
Undertaker.
Even if this wasn't, Saudi Arabia in a special event and all that stuff, it's Undertaker in a casket match. I'm picking Undertaker. All right. So there you go, everybody. If you want to go ahead and put in the comments your predictions and whatnot, please feel free to do so. The unfortunate fact of the matter is this will probably come out after the Greatest Royal Rumble, because when we record this, it'll most likely be going up Friday, and since the Greatest Royal Rumble will have aired at a special start time of noon Eastern, 11 Central, 9 Pacific, then when this finally does get edited and put up, all of this stuff, the two of us will look like idiots. So, because we won't have had a chance to let it,
So in that case, don't comment what you think you predict. Feel free to make fun of us.
There you go. Or just comment about the show or whatnot. There you go. All right, everybody.
Or be like, holy shit, these guys are fucking philosophers. They've got everything right.
There you go. You can call me Jastradamus. There you go. All right.
Well, there's one casket match he won against Mark Henry at WrestleMania, because it was the goddamn WrestleMania. You don't fight Undertaker at WrestleMania. Fucking crazy.
Unless you're Brock Lesnar.
Roman.
Or Roman. I know. I was trying to not include that one. No.
Yeah, be all success. How about John Cena, huh? John Cena ain't do shit. John Cena lost in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Is that the shortest fucking WrestleMania match Taker's had? Oh my god, it is.
Appreciate you all for listening. And enjoy the Greatest Royal Rumble this Friday, which is tomorrow from when we are recording this, April 26th, 2018. Me and my brother Ibn are going to actually wake up kind of early to catch the pre-show at 10 here in St. Louis and actually have breakfast together while watching this bitch. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Anything you want to say before we close out, my friend?
Nah, dog. Well, I think we good, dogs. I'll see you later, Super Jazz, and I'll see the rest of you armchair bookers, as we like to call you, next time. Adiosness.
All right, everybody. Remember, if you need to make an audible, you can always call it in the ring.